and welcome to the Vet School Speaks. Today is Monday, September 24th, and this is episode 31. How are you and your faces? I hope they're doing well. My face is doing fine. It's especially white glowy style. What's up with that? But it's later in the day than I usually record, so perhaps the lighting is wonky. So I am especially glow-tastic today. Hi. Random. Anyway, I don't know why I'm clapping, but I'm just happy to see you. Hi. Shenanigans. I don't know, there's not really been much shenanigans this week, but let me just discuss its full official solstice sun in the world astronomo style. Yay. Look at me, I'm wearing a fleecy thing. I should be wearing a sweater, but I'm not, because I'm a bad human. But I'm wearing a fleecy thing, and it's so exciting. It's actually cold. My hands are cold. I keep doing this. Wearing the wool socks and the long pants. It's like I'm an adult. I wear the capri pants all summer long because I'm a child. And clearly, that 3 inches of exposed leg is central to my personal cooling system. I don't know, in my head it is though. But so I'm wearing long pants. And my daughter, solstice info. My daughter's all like, well, it's not solstice. I'm sorry, equinox info. My daughter's all, because, at the school they do like a calendar thing and they all, discuss or whatever. And so it was discussed that it was the first day of fall and blah, 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 blah. So she's all like, so what is, we're discussing what the equinox means and it's the equal amount of day and the equal amount of night. And, so I'm like, well, so no, now it's going to be less day and more night. It was 12 hours and 12 hours. Now it's going to start being more nighttime and less daytime. So she's all like, that means I don't have to go to school as much, right? Because the daytime's shorter. And we all get to sleep more, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? If like your daily, like, what do you call that? Not objectives, but the amount of time required of you by the world to do your tasks was actually based on the percentage of daylight. So as it gets colder and darker, you would just work less and less and sleep more and more. Hi, my child is a genius. I mean, don't tell her that, but I think she's onto something. My husband's over there like, don't tell her. I'm like, well, I'm not going to. This is especially funny because my child does not enjoy sleeping at all. She is up no matter what time she goes to bed. She is up in the morning, ready to go. Mom, are you ready to play a game yet? Dude, it is 7 o'clock on a Saturday. No, I'm not. Mom, we can play a sitting down game, which means like not like a disc ball or frisbee in the house, or you're all like frisbee in the house. We have our house really is this big, but we do have like all of our downstairs is technically one room. It's like a big square, but all the rooms are connected, so we can somehow play frisbee in the house. Not with a real frisbee, it's like a cloth frisbee. Whatever. Like, you're judging me for that. I don't know why I'm worried. I don't even believe she lets her kid play frisbee in the house. It's my stuff that gets broken, not yours. What do you care? Whatever. She's like, no, it'll be a totally just sitting down game, I promise. I'm like, really? No. There's no caffeine in my system at all. No. Whatever. So anyway, that's happening. It's fall. I wish 1 week parent-teacher conferences. My first parent-teacher conference as a parent. That was fun. I was a little worried. The teacher was going to be like, your child is a wackaloon. And I'd be like, I know, right? Whatever. But she was not. It was very pleasant. And then the next day, my kid had a field trip. And guess where her first field trip ever was? Apple Orchard. Oh, man, I should have brought. Anyway, she totally went to the apple orchard with her class. And it's actually the orchard that we always go to that's my favorite orchard. How cool is that? I was so excited. Now, some of you good moms are like, why weren't you with her at the apple orchard? Because you should totally be a chaperone. I didn't know. I thought you just had to go to the school and fill out paperwork to be a chaperone, and that they would send it away for your background check. Evidently, you have to go downtown, which is not far. It's like 7 minutes. But you have to go to the city county building and actually, like, I don't know if they fingerprint you or what, but you actually have to do it in person down there with the officiales. So I didn't get it done in time. Whoops. I didn't know. So don't judge. Anyway, so she told him an apple picking, and this is so cute. I did not know this, but okay, I did not know this, clearly, because I'm telling you with excitement in my voice, and I'm excited about things I don't know. So like the whole week they were doing like, actually the whole month they've been doing apple information and whatnots, and they actually had a taste testing at the school at her class about, do you like the yellow or the green or the red apple, and then they made a chart. I love that they have kindergartners making charts. That makes me so excited. I do not remember making any sort of bar graphs when I was in kindergarten, but that's awesome sauce because I love me a bar graph. Okay. Basically, any kind of visual representation of data excites me. So, and I got to see that when I went to her conferences. So cute. So anyway, I digress, of course. So anyway, so she went to the apple, and they actually have them pick like the things that they got to taste in class. But of course, in class, they totally tasted the supermarket version. And when they went out to pick, they got to pick them off the trees. Well, so she brought home Granny Smith, Golden Delicious, and Red Delicious. And she said she had Red Delicious. I was like, oh, that's nice. Glad you picked a crab apple. Sorry, I'm judging. But what is up? Her Red Delicious that she picked were not grocery store Red Delicious. Those look... So again, I know that the apple species that are the same name are technically genetically related, but this thing that she brought home, while its flavor is reminiscent, isn't that amazing? I have not had a Red Delicious apple since I was probably 6, because maybe older than that, I'll admit. But so I totally could taste it. Completely different beast. For one thing, it was not that very distinctive shape of the Red Delicious. What's up with that? It was not that dark burgundy red. It was like all mottled. It was awesome. Texture was good too. So I've been judging the Red Delicious like such a meanie McPants. But evidently there are variations. I guess like the wine grape, it just depends on where it's grown too. Because it's grown in magic orchards, so it's magic tasty. So anyway, just to get that out there. You're like, dude, I so did not know this was in a podcast about apples. I know, right? Sorry. So I keep looking over there to be like, why is there's not like a gunman over there threatening my life. That's where the Red Delicious apples are that my child picked. So I keep looking over there to be like, I need to go get that. Like, I'm going to womb it over here with my mind. Like, it's just going to come to me. Prestigio Apple. Anyway, that's not even the right fake Harry Potter thing. But wouldn't it be awesome if the apple just flew over here? I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I was a wizard. But anyway, I didn't. Kind of bummed about that, but that's okay. I'm moving on. So anyway, so that's what's been going on. Basically, nothing much, which is awesome. We had friends come over, and they talked about their family, not their family unit's drama, but like drama that's in another part of their family. And it's very, I don't want to say it's terrible because that makes it sound like something terrible's happened. But it's dramatic, not like traumatic, but dramatic. And so I just had that weekend of like, I'm so glad that there's nothing happening. Yay, nothing. I am so okay. But anyway, you're like, dude, you're unfeeling. I'm not. I sympathize and empathize, but boy, am I happy. Oh, crazy. Well, I mean crazy, but no, crazy. So anyway, oh my gosh, I can just keep talking. It's just going to make me look worse as a human. Let's talk about knitting. That won't make me look worse as a human. Finished objects. I totally finished my... I just threw the pattern. I totally finished my Fallberry mitts. It's a knitty pattern, and it's from the lady who does Knit Spot, whose name I can't remember because I just flew off, and as we discussed, I don't have the Prestigio pattern power. I know you're all... Oh, it's Accio. You're all like, dude, it's not Prestigio. I'm sorry. Accio. I think that's it. Now you're yelling at me like, no, that's still not it, idiot. Whatever, shush. I can hear you. So yay. I finished them. They are knit from Under the Sun, Shetland, which is no local to me except for the localum code. The only thing I did different with the pattern is that I did, once I went to the, like, after I put the thumb stitches, it's free pattern. Once I put the thumb stitches on their, like, holding yarn, I did, this body of these are knit on a 2. I did go to a 0 because, I don't know if you've had this, maybe it's just me. I have the problem where this part of the mitt is way too baggy and it's like all floppy and it gets in the way and it's annoying. So I went down to a 0, so that was 2 needle sizes below, well, more than that if you count the halves, whatever. I went from a 2 to a 0. And I don't know if it's a fat 2 or skinny 2, sorry. To a 0 for this part, because again, I always had that flumpy part and that worked out quite nicely. I just did a regular bind off. I did not do a stretchy bind off because again, I mean, I did bind off loosely, but I didn't want it to be all floppa, floppa, floppa. And I'm very pleased with them overall. The stitch pattern itself is a bit ribby, so it has a nice stretch. It grips in, so it's no decreases for the wrist or anything, but it stays on there nicely. I was originally thinking that I would have done maybe ribbing or something around the bottom or around here, because I was like, it kind of looks unfinished, kind of, but I think I'm pleased. I don't think, if I were to do it again, I don't think I would put ribbing. Even though I was like, it kind of looks, but I don't think it really does look unfinished. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, I had a thunk, but then I just unthunk it. I'm very pleased with them. Yay. I'll keep my hands all toasty. In the cold fall weather. We put the electric blanket on the bed. On the flash sheets. I'm so happy. Do you have an electric blanket? They're magic. If you don't have one, I highly recommend putting it on your Christmas holiday wish list because they are awesome sauce. And it's totally like an easy thing you can put on a wish list, you know, because like your parents can go down to Sears and buy it, you know, like it's not complicated or weird like yarn. And it's awesome. You put your flannel sheets down, you put your top flannel sheet down, and then you put the electric blanket down, and then you put your, like, we don't have like a downy comforter, we just have like a blanket essentially. It's like a quilty blanket, whatever. You put that on the outside of the electric blanket, and so it creates like this whole cocoon of awesome warmth. And the best thing is, you can totally preheat your bed. It's so great. So like when we put the little kid up to bed, if it's cold, then you just turn on the little thingy, a little thermostat for your blanket, and then when you go to bed as a grown-up, it's totally toasty and warm. Anyway, you're like, dude, I know, right? I'm sorry. Okay, but I'm excited about things. Okay, next. Last week that was the knitting finished object, which by the way, I totally just busted out last night because quite frankly, I had not worked on those very much. And then I realized I had no finished objects to show you, so I was like, crap. So, this is a spinning finished object. This is the Jacob I was working on last week. So you saw the bobbin, and it's kind of like from being in the skein, but it's totally nice. And this was, by the way, when I took this off I don't have a nitty knotty. Well, I do have a nitty knotty, but I also have one of those things that goes on your spinning wheel, like your own little skein winder. It's a shorter skein, so I was really resistant to it too as well, because I really like those long skeins and they pretty look, but whatever, it's so much easier. So anyway, when I took it off the skein winder, it was a little bit like whoop. Not that much, but a little bit like, so it was like whoop. But then soaking it, thwacking it. Anyway, it's just a 2-ply. Again, it's Jacob. I don't know. I didn't do the wraps fringe. Bad person, young guy. Oh, totally enjoyable. I like it though. And it was from Hill and Hollow Farm in Ohio. Yay them. So, what do I have to say? I don't know. I would totally knit with Jacob or spin with Jacob again. I enjoyed it. It was very nice to spin. I mean, it's kind of scratchy, but it's not like, scratchy, you know? Like I could totally, no problem there. You can, I don't know, can you see that there's a little bit of fibery halo, like a little piece of straw there. But anyway, I enjoyed it. I would totally do it again. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it because it's for a friend. Oh my god, are you getting stressed out about your holiday knitting? I'm getting so stressed out about my holiday knitting. It's like nothing that I'm wanting to knit seems to be coinciding with what I should be knitting. I'm a little stressed. Anyway, I told my princess, like, would you hate me if I just knit a bunch of shawls and then like gave you numbers for your Christmas present and then you could just pick the one you want? I'm such a bad person. Hi, I put no thought into this present for you as a human being just so I give you something. I'm like, that's so terrible. I just don't know what to make them. Ah! Anyway, my posse is going to be giftless unless I get off my tuckus. Is that a word? Did I just make that up? Anyway, okay, moving on. I have another finished project which you did not get to see in progress because it was so awesome I couldn't stop. Really though, I kept being like, I should totally stop because I still had some roving that was, roving and not yarn yet. I was like, they should be, I wish I could show them the way this looked before I started. And I couldn't stop. This is roving. It was gifted to me by the lovely Deb. It's Bee Mice. Oh, you totally see. I'm telling you, the girl hair is like wonkety today. Be Myself. She's an Etsy shop. She has some gradients out for pre-order right now. This is her French macaroon colorway, and this is 100% merino superwash. I love it. Oh. These are, when I looked at this, I wasn't like, ew, when I looked at the braid. It wasn't like that, but these are totally colors I would not normally purchase. And as I was spinning this and then applying it, I was like, this is why people are in fiber clubs. Because this is not something I would normally have even thought to purchase, but I love it. So I'm like, oh, I get it now. Because like I've always gotten like, oh, it would be fun to get something in the mail. But, I agonize over purchases and I'm like, oh, and then I debate and debate and debate. And then, so like the thought of just like giving me my money to somebody to give me a surprise stresses me out. But I totally get it now. Okay, get it. Totally. It's so pretty. And I just split it in half and did the opposite spin to, end to end. And I did get some areas that were like the same color on top of each other, especially the pink seemed to want to do that quite a bit. But there was enough variation in the tones of colors that even though it's this, pink on pink, it's still barber pulled. So love it. And so originally when I started to spin, I thought, oh, I'm going to make mitts for the girls and for my daughter and then her friend and maybe the bus driver if there's enough left over, which there probably won't, but whatever. So I thought that's what I was going to do with it, and now I love it so bad. Now I totally want to make my kids' Christmas stocking out of it. Such a dork. It's super wash. I should totally use it for kid things, but it's so pretty. Anyway, you're like, dude, whatever. In-person magic. Like, it could probably get the apple to come over here. Tell the apple to come over here. See, it's kind of snarky. It's so pretty. Can't bother. Can't blame it. So I love it. Thank you so much, Deb. Bring that beauty into my life. Okay, so that's all the finished objects. Now we'll go on to works in progress. Progress? Whatevs. Thanks. Speaking of gifts, the lovely Lindsay gave me this Flaggy Mountain Fiberworks 70%. Oh, when somebody told me how to say it, and I can't remember who she is, but she's genius face. And now let me see if I can remember it. Wakaya? I think it was right. Wakaya Apaka. It's the non-Surrey one. So the Surrey one is like the Rastafarian one. It's got the big long dreads. This is the regular one. And then 30% merino. 4 ounces. So I have this much left, and I have one bobbin. I'm just going to 2-ply it because I'm so uninventive like that. And I have some more on the other bobbin, but I didn't take it off because it looks just like this, way less. So anyway, it will spin very thin, but I'm very scared about spinning so thin. I don't know if it's just me or if it's my lovely little wheel, but I think all the components are so heavy of my wheel that it makes it harder to spin thin. Am I just making that up? Is that me being crazy? Like, is that me blaming something and not taking ownership of my own cruddy spinning skills? I don't know. But anyway, so it will spin much thinner than this, but I'm just afraid. So anyway, so there's that. Oh, and I wanted to tell you too, if you have the opportunity to buy their fiber, it's prepped just like, well, it's getting longer because it's almost done. But it's prepped like the loop. It's like that. It's awesome. So anyway, totally look them up because I just thought it was a bat the way it was in the bag, but it's totally the fancy, I don't know what you call that, but burrito of awesome dude, obviously. So yeah, totally, it's awesome. Yay! That's happening. I want to spin all the things, by the way, if you can't tell. Papa. But I also need to knit all the things. Papa. Plus it's fall, so I need to bake all the things. Papa. And I need to make Christmas. So let's talk about things you have seen. This is my Hyde Brooke. Beautiful Paula. Even Fisher of Knitting Pipeline. I'm going to meet her one day and I'm going to get that name. I could just ask her, but don't think about it. Anyway, so it's a triangle, but mine is going to be a 3 coattails. And I'm doing 1 extra repeat, so I'm going to start the ruffle in a second. So this is how much I have so far. This is the middle. I'm just going to show you 1 wedge because hi. They're all the same. There's 3 of them. Hope they don't. So anyway, it's pretty. This is a Sanguine Griffin. I think this is Eidos. And by the way, this skein must have been morbidly obese because I'm still on 1 skein. Can you believe that? And I have this much left. That's a decent amount left. What? I know, right? My gauge is probably way off because I didn't bother checking. I just liked what I got, so I stopped. So my gauge might be way off, which is another reason I'm doing an extra repeat because I know it'll stretch quite a bit, but I don't want to block it too much because I love the Ghana. Okay. And then, you know, I'm a big lady. Paula's this big. I'm this big. So it seems I should at least do 1 more. I should probably do like 5 more repeats, but whatever. I'm not going to do that. Don't try. So we started the ruffle. Oh, my dog is angry at somebody. Oh, there's somebody in red jacket. She's telling them to go away, even though they're our neighbor. She's very fierce. So I'm very pleased with that. Also, the other reason I'm doing an extra repeat is because I didn't realize I had already had enough. And I was already progressing. I was like, oh. So that's yet another reason I'm doing another repeat. She's going to continue to bark. I'm sorry. Annie! Annie! Burner! No, she's in her angry puppy mind. She's not even with me. So sorry. Anyway. Next thing. Annie! I hope you could hear that last one. It's super cute. What's the matter? I see them. Be nice. It's just the neighbor. Shh. The next one is my Quaker Ridge Charlotte by Susie Anderson. This is in color. I'm too cheap to print everything in color. It's okay, Annie. So this is it so far. I did not make tons. Annie, come here. That's enough. I usually remember to put her in her crate before I start recording, but she's usually so well-mannered. That's not a problem. Sorry, distracto. So anyway, I didn't make tons of progress, but I did get into the green. Yay! I could also show you the right side. That will be interesting for you. So I'm enjoying it. It does have purling, which I was a little bit like, but it's the perfect amount of purling. It's just enough so that you can always hope for the garter, which is such a treat when you get there. So yay it. And I am enjoying that quite a lot. This is made, I did say what the other thing was made with. I hope. This is made with the County Effect Garn, the colorway EFA. And I don't have exactly the amount specified by the lovely Susan B. Anderson. Because mine is a 650 gram skein, which means I think I can't remember. 650 gram skein. It's 150 gram skein, which means I have like 600-ish yards. So I still have tons left. So if I have to make it a little shorter, no problem. It's very adaptable. She is still just telling them what is what. The next thing I have is kind of a hoe. That's right, I told you, a hoe. This was a sock puppet. If this is a sock puppet who had its own heel, it would totally, don't you call me a hoe? And I'd be like, I know, but you are. But it doesn't have a mouth, so it can't do that. Okay. So, wow, look at that. Green is wonkadoo on there. It's pretty wonkadoo in life, but not that wonkadoo. This is the... Oh, no, please. Oh, good. Vesper, that's right. Vesper sock yarn. It's 100% superwash merino, and this is Shamrockin'. And this was donated by the lovely Emily. Thank you so much for your face. So yes, so this is one. I did do, you see my afterthought. I did do just this much ripping. So just a tiny bit, just enough to give it a little bit snug on the foot. And then just a little bit of ripping on top. So, and then here is numero dos. I just put in the waist yarn. That's grooving right along. Excuse me. I must say that when I started this like light green color I was not loving it. But now I'm like, I just still enjoy it. Even though that color I would like these two colors together. But this color is a little questionable. But it's kind of fun. So, yay. And who doesn't like a fun sock? Well, except some people I know. You know who you are who doesn't like fun socks. That sounded like I said. I won't say what it sounded like I said. If you heard it, that's not what I said. If you didn't hear it, I would never say that. You don't need to worry about it. Anyway. The next thing I have to show you, I totally meant to print out the pattern. Let me even see. Do I even have a ball band to show you? I do. Okay, so I will tell you. I meant to print out the pattern to show you, but then I totally forgot to do that. So just right now. This is the Liquid Amber Cowley thing. And it's by Stacy Simpson Duke. Now, what I have to show you, you're going to be like, there's anything because it's not. It's like this much. So, I've just started. There's a free pattern. There is a garter stitch edging. Now, this pattern, I am totally digging now. I think it might be my Christmas gifts. I don't know. I can't tell. So it's written for like 2 ounces of lace weight single ply hand spun, and it looks beautiful on her. Beautiful. I think that might be fun, but I don't know yet. So anyway, we'll see. Okay, but this yarn is quite lovely. This is, I don't know if it's Freya or Freya hand paints. And this is her lace weight, which is what I'm doing right now. And it is 75% nylon, 25% wool, hand wash, 50 grams, 430 yards. This is flux, because she has like a gradient or ombre. And then she has flux. And guess what? It's totally American wool. Shut up, I know, right? Pilot PC totally posted that she was going to do hers on the locale. And it was so gorgeous. I didn't even like go to this woman's website. I just was like, Pilot PC. I know that it says it can be dyed in America, but it also has to be produced in America for American wool. Or, you know what I mean. It doesn't have to be produced in America, but if it's Montana, Canada, whatevs. But you know what I'm saying. Just like, she was very nice. She wasn't like this at all. This is not her voice. She's like, yo, go look at this woman's website. She's quoted it. It's totally American wool. Jerk face. To me, that's what she was thinking, probably. But probably not, because she's a way better person than I am. But anyway. And just so many colorways that are gorgeous. So hard to choose. She has sport weights and worsted weights. It's not free. But I think it's well worth the price in terms of, again, it's hand-dyed American wool. And look at that. That's beautiful. And they're all beautiful. There's one that's like It's not Gilded Earth because that's our beautiful donation from Beaverside Dry Goods. Love your face, Leanne. It's not Gilded Earth, but it's something like metallic Terra or I don't know. It's like something Metal Earth, and it is gorgeous, but it would totally not look good on my skin tones. So pretty though. It's like rusts and grays. It's so beautiful. But anyway, this one, oh, I guess I could tell you what color this is. This is the Byzantine colorway, or Byzantine, however you'd like to say that. It's so pretty. So, even though I can't show you the picture of what this thing's going to look like, it's going to be beautiful, so just wait for it. Or you can go look at the pattern. Anyway. Oh, I actually forgot to show you my sweater progress. Suddenly I'm German. I have not made as much progress as I would like. Oh. But I have until the second week of October to be done. So I'm still fine on track time-wise. But my dog is 7 years old. I now have the lady sweater done except for the band. And then I have the gentleman sweater, the back, the 2 fronts, and then I am almost done with the sleeve. And let me just discuss. I want this sweater so bad. The gentleman's size is totally kind of my size-ish, and I want to steal it. I love 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 the Beaverside Dry Goods. I love it in reverse stockinette. I tried on the sleeve. I was okay with giving it away until I did that. Now I want it. It's true. That's okay until I give it away. It'll go to good old stuff. But I do love it. What else can I say? Of course, the Beaverside Dry Goods, she donated prizes to the locale. Thank you, Leanne. They're very pretty colors. And I love her yarn. One thing I want to say about her yarn is it does have breaks in it. FYI. But let me just discuss the breaks. And I wish I could show you, but I don't have it. But it's a 2-ply yarn, and the breaks only happen in one of the plies. So, like, you'll get a little knot here, let's say. But the break is not in both plies. It's just in one ply. So I've just been doing Russian joins, which takes like, I don't know, 15 seconds maybe. And they are lovely to do. It's easy peasy. And you don't have so many ends to weave in. But let me also just discuss that while every not every skein, but Annie, enough. Most of the skeins do have a break in them. But let me also just discuss her skeins are full 4 ounces. So, and again, when they get those 50-gram skeins, you have to do that many joins anyway because you only get a 50-gram skein. I don't like the 50-gram skeins. I get it, but I don't like it. But anyway, so I wonder if that's part of us, like as consumers, complaining about knots in our yarn. That's why they do that, so they have less loss. I don't know, but I just wanted to say that. So, because some people do get like really like bent about breaks in the skein, or knots in the skein. So I do want you to know that, but I have not. I will obviously will continue to buy her yarn because I love it. Okay, Annie, come here. Come here. Come here. She's like, you never asked me to come up there. Come here. I will obviously continue to buy it because I love it. This is Annie. Hi. She's very fierce. Can you tell? Does she just look like the meanest dog ever? So mean. But I will continue to buy it because, again, I really like it. And, you know, they have faces. Love a face. But anyway, so I think that is all. Again, the locale runs until October 14th. So you still have a couple weeks to get your projects done. I love looking at them. It's very exciting and hearing your stories. So I will do the draw for that on October. The show that I do directly after that, which I think will be the same day as October 14th, unless something crazy happens. So yes, please tag your projects with Fat Squirrel Locale with a K. And I think that's totally all. By the way, that's the Tinder Sweater by Jared Flood. Yes, I think so. Okay. Hope you have a lovely week. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.